When you see things like this coming, it's coming from majorly the Ikhwan, the Brotherhood. They are those championing things like this. You go to Turkey, for instance, now everything is what is halal there. Huh? Prostitution is allowed. The consumption of intoxicants is allowed. Almost everything is allowed here. But you see this same set of people, there are the people that will be praising the government there. They will not criticize that government. But Saudi Arabia, intoxicants not allowed. Prostitution not allowed. This not allowed. But when some individuals are doing some things, they start criticizing the government, and they start criticizing the scholars. Despite the fact that the scholars, they have their fatwa going against those things. You check, for instance, this issue of celebrating of independence and things like that. It is in the fatwa of the Lajna and the likes that it is not allowed. What else do you want the scholars to say? Do you want them to carry gun and start fighting the rulers? They'll say the scholars are not talking. Not talking for what? They will say theirs, but they can't fight the government. At the same time, they will not compromise the truth. They will not compromise the truth. They will always speak the truth, even if the government does not support it. What is clear to them, they will say. So the one who reads the fatwa of those scholars will not be saying things like this. But some people just want us to hate Saudi Arabia, hate the scholars, hate the people there. Then when you ask them, who can you give us as substitute for these people? They tell you Turkey. They tell you this, they tell you that. As if you go there, you see everything what perfect there. Wallahi, this is insincerity. This is insincerity. Now the question is on Saudi Arabia. The questioner said they learned that they are preparing for Christmas. So what should be our stand on that? Why is it Saudi Arabia all the time? Are there no other countries? We have Egypt, we have Syria, we have Iraq. Is the cradle of Islam. Now if you say because it is the cradle of Islam, you talk about Mecca and Medina, and you talk about the Jaziratul Arab, not Riyadh. Not Riyadh. But it's not Riyadh. So what I'm trying to say is that we have other countries. But why is it that it is only Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia? If Saudi Arabia is preparing for Christmas, what are Nigerians preparing for? Huh? Now you are feeling bad, but are you living there? So what do you want to do? Do you want to revolt against them from Nigeria? Or you'll be supplicating for them that may Allah rectify them? Then when you say they are preparing for Christmas, is it the government that is preparing for Christmas or the populace? If it is the populace, is it all the populace or some of the westernized ones amongst them? These are issues that you ought to look into. Most of these things that we talk about is not the government. There are some individuals. Like this issue of Halloween, for instance, now. Some individuals are doing it. It did not start this year. They've been doing it for years. Some individuals who will travel to Europe, travel to America, they will bring in this thing. And it is very, very disturbing when you see somebody whose akida is very bad criticizing Saudi Arabia for the celebration of Halloween. What is different between Halloween and Christmas and the New Year that people are celebrating? The person that is raising this, their own malam, attacks Saudi Arabia for not allowing people to celebrate New Year. Now, they are now attacking Saudi Arabia for allowing what? Halloween again. You see, the issue is if Saudi goes this way, I will go this way. If it goes this way, I will go this way. That is what a lot of people are suffering from. Most of the things that people are criticizing Saudi Arabia for, other countries are wallowing in those things seriously. And when you see things like this coming, it's coming from majorly the Ikhwan, the Brotherhood. They are those championing things like this. You go to Turkey, for instance, now everything is what is halal there. Huh? Prostitution is allowed. The consumption of intoxicants is allowed. Almost everything is allowed here. But you see this same set of people, there are the people that will be praising the government there. They will not criticize that government. But Saudi Arabia, intoxicants not allowed. Prostitution not allowed. This not allowed. But when some individuals are doing some things, they start criticizing the government, and they start criticizing the scholars. Despite the fact that the scholars, they have their fatwa going against those things. You check, for instance, this issue of celebrating of independence and things like that. It is in the fatwa of the Lajna and the likes that it is not allowed. What else do you want the scholars to say? Do you want them to carry gun and start fighting the rulers? They'll say the scholars are not talking. Not talking for what? They will say theirs, but they can't fight the government. At the same time, they will not compromise the truth. They will not compromise the truth. They will always speak the truth, even if the government does not support it. What is clear to them, they will say. So the one who reads the fatwa of those scholars will not be saying things like this. But some people just want us to hate Saudi Arabia, hate the scholars, hate the people there. Then when you ask them, who can you give us as substitute for these people? They tell you Turkey. They tell you this, they tell you that. As if you go there, you see everything what? Perfect there. Wallahi, this is insincerity. This is insincerity. So, if the Saudi government, they are doing what is wrong. What is wrong is wrong. We won't say because the government of Saudi Arabia is doing things that are wrong, then we now what? Justify it. A'udhu billah. But at the same time, how do we relate with the authority? We are living in our own country, here in Nigeria. There are a lot of things that the government do that are not in line with the teachings of Islam. Establishment of breweries and the likes, where intoxicants are produced, is it in line with the teachings of Islam? The conventional banks, is it in line with the teachings of Islam? Many other things like that. Why are you not working against the government? And this is the benefit of the Salafi Da'wah. The Salafi Dawah tells you this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. But those who are doing it, how do you relate with them? The government are doing things that are not okay. If you are close to them, you preach to them. Not that you attack them on the pulpit, the way some people are doing. Some people, they attack the government and later they invite them, they give them money, they keep quiet. Deceiving the masses. So this issue of Saudi is doing this, is doing that. Let us not fall for these people. If they do what is wrong is wrong. Let's assume that the Saudi government approves the celebration of Maulid Nabi today. It is wrong. It doesn't make it right. And before them, there are governments, before the Saudi government, there are governments that have spent millions of what? Of dinar and dirham on the celebration of what? Maulid Nabi. Did the scholar revolt against them? No. But that doesn't mean the scholar will not say the celebration is haram. During the time of Ibn Taymiyyah, the government at that time was supporting Maulid Nabi. They were promoting Sufism. They were promoting the Aqidah of the Ash'ariyah. Some of them are even promoting the philosophers. If you're upon the right Aqidah, they torture you, they imprison you, they fight you. But scholars will not say you should revolt against them. You have a government that over the issue of Islam, there is no government that has assisted the truth like that. When I say the truth, I mean the right Aqidah. During the time of the Abbasid era, Ma'mun, Mu'tasim, Wathiq, these three rulers, they were promoting the Aqidah of the philosophers. The JUM'AH, the Mu'tazila, torturing scholars. We will learn that scholars such as Ibn Ma'in, scholars such as Ibn al-Madini, and many others, they said the Quran is created when they saw that they would be tortured. Only Imam Ahmad maintained his position. But here we have a government that is spending millions of riyal to promote that same Aqidah that Imam Ahmad was tortured for. Tell me which government you have apart from the Khulafa Rashidun and those who came immediately after them. Which ruler do you have? Is it the Fatimid ruler you want to talk about, or the Ayyubi rulers you want to talk about? Which government? All those governments you are talking about promoted Aqidah of Ash'ariyah, the Aqidah of Maturidiyah. Here you have a government that is spending a lot on the Aqidah of Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala, but we say this, the government is doing this, is doing that. So when do you expect a government to be perfect? Tell me which government from history, apart from the Khulafa Rashidun and those who came after them immediately. Some of the atrocities that you say some of this government is perpetrating, some of the past governments, they perpetrated more than that. They will take intoxicant publicly. Go and read history. So don't let some people fool us because they are what? They are aiming power. They want to get to power. And they ought to bring down this government in order to get there. If you have understood this politics of PDP, APC, what the Ikhwan is doing will not be strange to you. You know how the political parties criticize each other. Anything good in you, they won't watch. They won't say it. It's bad things they will be saying about you. But when they get in, you will see them doing similar things that you did when you were there. So this is even worse. So this is politics. So some people are fooling us in the name of what? Using the name of the deen. But they are politicians. They are politicians. They are politicians. If they are to get there, wallahi, they can perform better. Go and look at what people like Hassan Banna have said. Mahmoud Asaf, the secretary of Hassan Banna, trivialized the issue of what? The issue of BS. The issue of niqab. In fact, he said that Hassan Banna told him that progress, you can't make progress with this issue of what? Niqab and the likes. I posted it just some days back. The statement from the book of Mahmoud Asaf, Man Imam Shahid Hassan Banna. That's a book written by Mahmoud Asaf, the secretary of Hassan Banna. So the one who is trivializing the issue of BS and the likes, the issue of niqab, will be the one to what? To replace Muhammad bin Salman. What is the difference between him and Muhammad bin Salman? No difference. But they want people to go against the rulers so that what? There will be what? Bloodshed. The Muslims will be killing each other as it happened in what? In Libya, in Syria. A lot of people in Libya now, they ask them, if you have the opportunity of Gaddafi and what you are witnessing, they say they will prefer Gaddafi 10 times. 10 times. You are schooling free. No payment for what? You are not paying for electricity. You want to get married, the government will support you. A lot of things they will do to you. But some people say, why should he be the only one? Somebody said for the past 40 years he's been there. I never know any ruler except this man. Is it a must that you know another ruler? But look at what they are going through now. The election that they are preparing for in December, may Allah rescue them. This may lead to what? Killings. The same thing in Syria. What are they enjoying? Tunisia, that started all this, are they perform better? Case Suaid, that is this thing there. You see the Ikhwan, they are firing him again now. Because he has discovered that he cannot move in their way and what? And go. So we should try to call ourselves back to the right thing. Don't let us be deceived by this. They are politicians. If I can't fall for APC, PDP and the likes, I cannot fall for Ikhwan forever. Because they criticize government, particularly the Saudi government, because they are aiming for power. Because they are what? They are interested in power. And if you fall for them, you get yourself blamed. So Allahu Alam.